In the last 12 months, I've invested about $1.3 million into Facebook ads to get coaching clients for my coaching business. And I want to share with you the 3 biggest mistakes I made over that period of time. My name is Jason Nybach, and I'm a coach who coaches coaches on how to get clients using Facebook ads. I've been doing this, been online since about 2003-ish, and that's basically what I do. And this YouTube channel is to share with you strategies that we're doing in terms of our paid traffic strategies. All right, let's get to it. So over the last 12 months, roughly, I've invested about $1.3 million of my own money into Facebook ads to get clients. Now, there's obviously benefits to that, but what are the mistakes I made when I'm one of the very few people who are going to reveal that who spends this kind of money at this kind of level? So let's get to it. So this way you can know what mistakes to avoid, what works, how to scale your ads. I mean, you're probably not interested in investing $100,000 plus a month in Facebook ads, but I will tell you this, it is the best place to get clients in my opinion. Facebook has the best data. They have the best way of finding people to run your ads to, their artificial intelligence, all those kinds of things. But you don't obviously have to start that big, okay? And very few people ever want to, but you can learn from my data. First thing is, I didn't test enough, okay? One of the things I want to do, would recommend is you always want to be testing everything. Different ad versions, different registration page versions, different headlines, different, all of that kind of stuff, different everything. Why? Because incremental changes, what that will do is that can compound, right? If you get, for example, if your ad is getting a dollar per click, hypothetically, okay? Whether that happens or not, I don't know, okay? But this is a hypothetical example. You're paying $1 to get a click to your website. Your registration page converts at 10%, okay? So basically, it's costing you $10 in that case to get a lead, a webinar registration or whatever it is, right? You need 10 visitors to get 1 registration, so 10 clicks to get 1 email, so $10. Now, what happens is if you test your ad and test, drive that cost down per click in half, because the higher percentage of people who click on your ad, generally speaking, it will lower your cost per click. So what if you got down to 50%, okay, or 50 cents? Hypothetically, it's probably not going to go that low, but this is an example. Maybe it's $4 a click, you got down to 2, that type of thing. So you got it down in half. That means you have 2 times as many people for the same amount of ad spend, right? So now you have, instead of 10 people coming to the website, you have 20. 20 people come to the website. That means 10% will still probably register, assuming you didn't change anything else. So now you get 2, right? You get 2 webinar registrations for now it's doubled. So instead of you spend $10 to get 1 webinar registration, you spend $10 to get 2 webinar registrations. So your cost per registration went in half by essentially just focusing on one thing. So it's not incremental, it's exponential. You see what that happens there? Now, let's say you tested and got your registration page to 20%. So that means now on 20 clicks at 20% registration rate, you get 4 registrations, okay? So how much did you spend to get 4 registrations? $10, okay? So you know what I'm saying? So now that $10 that originally got you 1 registration, you tested the ad, tested the registration page, right? Now you got 4. So that increased the registrations by 400%. That's the power of testing. It's not an incremental thing, it's an exponential thing. Now, obviously that doesn't happen all day long, and you're not like, there is realistic stuff, but that's a very real example. I've seen that in my own stuff, in client stuff, where you focus on that and it's like, boom, okay? And then you could keep going further in. What if you had a webinar and you split tested the webinar and got the webinar conversions up? You see what I'm saying? So it all compounds on top of each other, okay, multiplies. So that's the first thing you need to do is test, because the money is in the testing. It's in those changes. And what most coaches do who fail on Facebook ads is they throw it up there and they're like, Didn't work. This doesn't work for me. And they go into a Facebook group talking about Facebook ads and like, is Facebook ads failing for everybody else? And they're all like, yeah, it's horrible. I tried it. It doesn't work anymore. Why? Because they don't know what to test, okay? And they don't realize that you have to fail your way to success. All right, number 2, I didn't retarget enough. Now, what is retargeting? So anybody who hits you've seen this before. You go on Amazon, you look at a pair of shoes or whatever, I don't know, whatever you look at. Next thing you know, you go on Facebook, there's an ad for that thing, that shoes, that bag, whatever it is. And then you go on some news site, and there's an ad for it too. You're like, this is crazy. How are they finding me? Oh, this is called remarketing. And how remarketing works is what happens is it's basically a simple strategy. Facebook will track anybody who clicks on your ad. You can track that. So if they click on your ad and leave, so for example, for our example, we previously were talking about 20 people clicked on the ad and 4 gave us an email. So that still leaves us with 16 people per $10 in ad spend. So hypothetical example, right? So 16 people didn't do anything. So what we can do is run an ad to those 16 people. Obviously, you're going to need more people than that, but this is a hypothetical example. 16, all the people who didn't register, we can run an ad to only those people with maybe something else, maybe an ebook, maybe a replay of the webinar, maybe there's your Facebook group, something else, and get them that way because they looked at it and they didn't register, maybe they didn't like it, maybe they need to see it again. Variety of different things, and those are super cheap to run. You don't have to spend a lot of money because remember, it's a super small audience. You're not running your ads to the cold market, that big audience. It's only the people who didn't register, so super small audience, right? So it's going to be very cheap relatively, and those retargeting audiences convert extremely well in our experience, and so it's just didn't use them enough. So that's one of my things I'm going to be focusing on a lot more this next 12 months, okay? Now, the third lesson is the biggest mistake is the most important one. I want to share that with you next. So the first one is didn't test enough, didn't retarget enough. Before we get to number 3, I need you to do 2 things real quick. Can you click the like button on this video so that we have the thumbs up so I know you liked it? And the second thing is hit the subscribe button. It's somewhere around here. Just hit it. That way you're going to get all of our future videos or hopefully notifications about them so that you can, you can see what's going on. We can help you. All right, number 3, I didn't spend enough money. Okay, why? Well, think about it. Okay, we get an ROI on our ad spend. Everybody's is different, but let's say for every $1 on Facebook we're spending, we get like 3 back or whatever. Every month's a little different, right? There's going to be months that a little lower, months that are a little higher. But if you can spend $1 on ads and make 2 back in revenue, or 3 or more, well, how many dollars can you spend, right? It's a matter of spending more to make more. You know what I'm saying? Not a matter of how to grind Facebook for more of what you've already spent. That's optimizing, and we talked about that. You got to be testing, doing the retargeting, but then it's like, how do you just spend more money? You're thinking like, you spent like over $100,000 a month on average. That's a lot of money. It is, but I should have spent more. So that's the biggest thing, because the nice thing about paid traffic is when it's not like getting organic traffic. You see, so a lot of coaches are stuck where they've got maybe a Facebook group with a couple hundred people in it. Maybe they got a little following on Facebook, and they're just grinding away, right? Creating content and just all this manual labor, exhausting stuff. And they maybe make get one client a month. And they're like, oh, I got to double the output. I've got to work twice as hard, get twice as many people onto my page, in my group, in my system, so that I can make 2 sales a month. And then when I get 2 sales a month, to get 4 sales a month, I'm going to have to even post more and invite more people to my group. And it's like, can't do that. Whereas the ads, once you're investing $1 in your ads and you're seeing a $2 back, 2 to 3 back, now it's a matter of increasing it. Okay, so you go from, say, 1 client a month. Well, how many clients can you handle a month? 10? All right. What do we got to increase it to based on what's your cost to get that 1? Figure that out. What's the cost to get to 10? Bump the ads up. See what I mean? Do it over a few months. You don't have to do it instantly. And so that gives you the leverage, all right? And that's the most powerful thing in this business is leverage of it so that you don't have to incrementally grow. You can exponentially grow once you start to see that ROI on your ads. Does that make sense? So it's a matter of how can I get my system to return $2, $3, $4 back for every dollar I spend and then turn around and maximize my spend. Does that make sense? That's what you need to do. So those are the three biggest mistakes I made and the three things I'm going to change here these next 12 months. All right, so I have another video for you coming up, and that video for you is the top 3 best traffic sources to get high-ticket coaching clients. It's going to come up right away. And again, remember to click that thumbs up button so I know you like this video so I can create more like it, and subscribe. And right after you do that, the next video is coming up. We'll see you on that next video.